What up, Solar fam? It's your boy Ian here on Solar once again. And man, I just want to take a step back and say that you guys have been awesome in supporting this podcast. We're here on the 13th week and you guys are still going strong. I saw the views on the last ones. We've got to bump those up a little bit. So once again, like, share, subscribe to this, send it to all your friends. Let them know that Solar Dex is here and we're releasing here in the near future. So I'm here with John and Richard once again. We got some technical updates, some updates on a lot of different aspects of Solar Dex. So thanks for tuning in once again. And to kick us off, I know that the beta test is the main question in everyone's mind. So I want to address that up front, but I also want to say what up to Richard and John really quick. How's it going, guys?
Dude, we're doing good. How about you?
Hey, living life, baby. It's Sunday night, Sunday fun day. Am I right?
That's right, man.
Hey, Richard, how are you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Hey, like I said, we're living life. We're drinking dreams and having ball. All right, never mind then.
Yeah, awkward. Yep,
Yeah.
you said it, man. You said it.
Hey, if I say it, it has to be. That's what I like to think in my mind at least. Well, hey,
No, I understood.
sweet. Just let everyone know we're not on camera this week. It's been a rough week for us. Just we got tired eyes up front, so we looked at each other like, nah, let's save everyone from this. We don't have Farden on here right now, so we can't attract on just pure views. But like I said, the Dex, the technical updates for the beta test, we've got some good things in the works right now. Update on the beta test is that by Friday, that should be up and running. So what that means for you guys is once again, we're going to let everyone know when the beta test is actually up there. And we want you guys to test the crap out of it. I mean, up front, we got some sneak peeks at the MVP here last week, but with this beta test, it will be fully functional on the test network. So with that in mind, we want to do that continuous improvement, bring out the best of the best with the product, and make sure that everyone's comfortable with it. Everyone knows how to work it. And if there's anything, any bugs, anything that we can improve on it, we really want that feedback just so that you guys are going to be using this more than anyone else. So why not make it the best for you, right? And that's what we have in mind. So with the beta test coming out Friday, we'll let everyone know. We'll announce it on our Twitter, on the Telegram, on the Discord, making sure that everyone is aware so you can go to the test site, test the crap out of it, and give us that feedback. But on top of that, what do we have in the future, working in the future, I should say, Richard?
Yeah, definitely. So, kind of piggybacking off of what you said with the whole beta thing, we're I know I've mentioned it before, but I'll reiterate it again. Instead of just blasting us with messages like, "Hey, this is wrong, this is wrong," we're just consolidate everything into one form. So, any feedback, suggestions, complaints, throw it in the form, please. But with the beta coming out, we're basically going to take 2 days, community testing, us testing. Once we can prove that swap function works and liquidity is locked, we plan on making like fake projects where people can put in their coins. They can try to yank out the liquidity. That way, like people are like, oh, okay, it works. So once we get that type of feedback, we're going to be sending the smart contracts off to get audited. Generally speaking, audits take about 2 weeks. So as soon as the audit company's like, hey, you guys are good to go, then we will deploy on mainnet.
Boom. Those audits are huge. We were just talking about that before we started recording, but these audits are going to be huge just so that there's no hiccups. Everything's confirmed. I mean, beta testing will take care of the confirmations, but we want to make sure that we can bring in a third party, take a look at the code, make sure that everything's smooth sailing and that everything's good to go too. So we want to protect investors on the Dex, but we also want to protect the Dex itself. So having some audits running in the background, making sure that everything's good to go. It's just that double tap, that double check to make sure everything's running smoothly and making sure that, hey, once this thing's out, it's out to be out there for like for all of the future. Like I said, we're tired, so I can't really talk right now. So I apologize. But yeah, so beta test by Friday. Audits are going to be working as well. just to have that double check. But those are the updates with the Dex. I know we've had some calls about the Solarverse, and John, I want to hand off the mic to you to give us some technical updates on the Solarverse too.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. Well, first and foremost, I just want to let everyone know that if you're listening to this podcast and you are not in the Solarverse Telegram, you need to go get that. You need to hop in there. Let's drop the link in the description. And also, while we're at it, this is a new thing since last week. Let's also drop the website link in the description, because as of this week, actually, I think just after we recorded last week, shortly after, we in the Telegram, that's why you need to be in there, we dropped the link to the website. Now, on the website, it shows all the phases, it shows the tokenomics, it tells you more about what Solarverse is. This is a website that we've been getting feedback from, and everyone seems to like it so far. Originally, the domain was different, but the domain and the SSL got updated and changed for the better. This is the opinions of everyone so far. So yeah, just looking over the site right now as we speak. Everything's looking fine. We're open to some feedback. Like if there's any grammatical errors, hit us up. But yeah, go take a look for yourself. This has been the most recent development. And then after this should be the sales are going to start coming in, which you can see in phase 1. We're going to release the whitelist, XYZ, all that good stuff. But we got something out there to show you guys. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I got to check that out too, because the Solarverse is going to be awesome. And everything that I've heard, all the goals for it, the NFTs, the storylines behind each planet is huge. And I mean, I like to fancy myself as a creative guy too, and the creativity behind this and the minds driving this with John in the forefront too, it's just making it an even better project in my opinion, and making sure that it's going to be a fun time for everyone that gets involved. But
Yeah,
anything else to add, John?
No, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. That's pretty much it. I mean, we have some very good minds behind this, so I'm looking forward to it, and I can tell that everyone else is too.
Beast. I mean, I know we were talking before this, and we're kind of saying, hey, it's crunch time. The updates are kind of the same on the same timeline that we kind of discuss, and we're trying to be active as possible so everyone's updated. But I mean, anything else to add about the Dex technical updates, Solarverse technical updates, anything of that sort, guys?
No, I think that's it on my end. Just wanting to say a big thank you to the community for man, I can't talk either. Supporting the SSS project. So we did raise enough funds for another centralized exchange. The last update we got from them is they're finalizing their paperwork with their attorney. As soon as I receive it, give it the quick 1-2, sign it, should be good to go.
Awesome. And this just popped up in my mind. I know we made a big deal about this earlier last week, but I believe that we had a big partnership release. Am I right, guys?
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about that.
I think you might be right.
I know it's been last week was so weird. It felt so short, but at the same time, that only like hit on Thursday when it's like, oh, the weekend's coming up. It was a long week, so there was a lot of big movement coming back. But I don't know if I want to take the fire behind this, but does anyone else want to put it into the podcast of our latest partnership or our latest pairing integration?
Integration keyword.
Keyword.
Yeah, I can take this one. So as everyone noticed, we've integrated with Chainlink into the Dex. So what this entails is, since we've been preaching safety, we've been transparent with everyone from the get-go. This is kind of what drew us towards Chainlink, because they have the same mentality and mindset as we do. So the two teams working together was, a perfect fit, in my opinion. So what we'll be using from them are their data feeds for the exchange. So data feeds are basically pulling in all different prices from different various aspects, from dexes, from centralized exchange, and basically pinpointing an average price. What this means is, we've seen this firsthand with like LBank. The L-Bank price would be drastically higher, drastically lower than the Radian price. So integrating the Chainlink data feeds into our exchange kind of balances that out. So if L-Bank's price gets significantly lower than the Solar Dex's price, the Chainlink integration will essentially limit that stop loss in a sense, saying, hey, you can't trade lower than this and so forth. So it's another safety precaution we're throwing on the exchange.
Yeah, you hit it right there. And I want to hype this up too, because like Richard said, we've been preaching safety. And after a good conversations with Chainlink too, we ultimately decided that, hey, our goals are aligned with our users. So why don't we just make this integration and have that double tap of safety too? So having Chainlink part of Solar Dex is not just huge for our investors, but at the same time, it's going to be huge for functionality just because I want to say this clearly. The keywords is impermeable loss. And what that means is that you're not going to have these trading values below what it can be traded on other exchanges too, where you're essentially going to have that warning going, hey, no, let's have you take a step back and try to mitigate that risk on that end too. So having chain links live feeds into the Dex itself is going to be huge, just as another safety precaution for our investors as well. So that was huge on our end to have that integration, just because Chainlink is a super reputable company, reputable project, and just shows once again the legitimacy behind of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish with Solar Dex too. So shout out to Chainlink, shout out to our users, shout out to the community for once again just backing up this project and making sure that it's a reputable project in itself, where we can have these conversations with bigger projects and integrate different aspects just to make sure that all the users on the Dex are solidified and have all those precautions in the background too. So yeah, that kind of escaped my mind until I'm like, hey, we actually had a huge thing. I thought it was like 2 weeks ago and we covered it, but I don't think we did. So I'm glad I mentioned it.
Yeah, you're right, man. I thought we covered that last week. I don't know. That's big. Can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, good call.
Hey, sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm good like that. But besides the beta test Friday, we got some audits in the horizon. Solarverse is making headway with all the websites and white papers coming out. We got that huge partnership coming down. We're in talks with other partners too for different aspects. Once again, NFTs on the horizon. That's all I can say about it. But any other parting thoughts? Anything you guys want to add here before we lift off?
Nothing on my end.
No, I don't believe so. I think we're good for this week.
Perfect. Well, hey guys, thanks for tuning in once again. Keeping it short and simple this week, but got some big things that we're working on, and that's the reason why. But we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you and your support, continued support, I should say, for Solar Dex. And once again, like, share, subscribe to this channel. This is where we give all the updates and post it onto our socials. So tune in next week. We're gonna have some more updates for you. But until that, we are Solar Dex. I'm Ian, head of this Intersolar podcast, and we'll see you guys on the launch off.